Hello to the Honorable Miss Berlin and my beloved audience. My name is Angelica Christiani Susanto from Information Systems 25A. Welcome to this session where we're diving into an exciting and essential topic in business, the environment and corporate culture. Now, you might think, I'm just starting to learn about business. Why should I care about this? Well, here is why. Imagine trying to grow a plant. Even if the seed is great, it won't grow if the environment like soil, water, and sunlight isn't right. The same goes for businesses. Even the best business ideas can fail if it doesn't fit the environment or if the culture inside the company is toxic. So today, we will talk about what the business environment is and how it changed, and the differences between the general and specific environments, what corporate culture is and why it is matter, and how to build and change a successful corporate culture. So, without any further ado, let's begin. First, let's talk about the business environment. This means everything outside the company that can influence how it runs. There are two types of environment. The first one is general environment. This includes broad, long-term trends that affect many businesses. Think of it like the climate in which all companies operate. It includes economy. Is the economy growing or shrinking? Are people spending money or actually saving? And next one is about technology. Are there new tools or innovations changing how things are done? Socio-cultural trends. Are people's habit of lifestyle shifting? Are they becoming more health conscious or eco-friendly? And next one is politics and laws. Are new rules or regulations being introduced? Example, during the pandemic, restaurants had to quickly adapt to food delivery apps. That's a change in technology and customer behavior at the same time. Also, the next one is about specific environment. These are more direct influences like customers, competitors, suppliers, industry regulations, and advocacy groups. For example, if you run a skincare business and your customers suddenly demand cruelty-free products, you need to find new suppliers and maybe change your ingredients. That's your specific environment pushing you to change. Every business is surrounded by these environmental factors, and they must be responsive or risk failing behind. Let's go deeper. Is the environment always the same? No. In fact, it constantly changes. We can describe environment like in three ways. Stable versus dynamic. A stable environment changes slowly. For example, a traditional rice farming business. And a dynamic environment changes quickly. For example, the smartphone industry. New models launch every few months. And next one is about simple versus complex. A simple environment has fewer external factors. For example, a local stationery shop. A complex environment involves lots of moving parts. For example, an airline company. It depends on the weather, fuel prices, political stability, and customer behavior. Resource scarcity and uncertainty. If materials are hard to get, like microchips, companies face resource scarcity. If trends are unpredictable, that creates uncertainty, and that's risky for business. Companies need to be agile, ready to adapt when things shift unexpectedly. Example, Netflix started as a DVD rental business, but when the environment changed, better internet changing customer habits, it switched to streaming. That's a smart environment response. So, how do companies deal with all this change? They use something called environmental scanning. This means regularly observing what's happening around them. Politics, social media trends, customer feedback, technology updates, etc. Then they ask, is this change a threat to our business or is it an opportunity? And finally, they make strategic decisions based on what they find. Example, if a clothing company notices that Gen Z customers prefer sustainability fashion, that's not a threat. It's an opportunity to create an eco-friendly product line. Successful companies are proactive and not reactive. Now, let's look inside the company. A company's internal environment includes the people, leadership, and especially the culture. So, what is corporate culture? Culture is the shared values, beliefs, traditions, and behaviors in a company. It's like the company's vibe or personality. Every company has a culture, even if it's not officially written down. Example, Google is known for an open and innovative culture. Employees are encouraged to take risks and be creative. Meanwhile, a traditional bank may have a more formal structured culture. And the culture effects consist of how people communicate, how decisions are made, and how employees feel at work. And here's the thing, a strong, positive culture increases productivity, trust, and loyalty. A toxic or unclear culture, it drives people away. So, where does culture come from? First, founders. The company founder often sets the tone. Their values and beliefs shape the early culture. The next one is about the stories and the symbols. Every company tells stories about its origin, success, and values. For example, at Apple, people talk about how Steve Jobs emphasized design and perfection. The story lived on. Heroes. These are individuals in the company who represent the ideal behavior or attitude. Culture is also reinforced through obvious layout, dress codes, rules and policies, reward system. Companies that consistently apply their values through daily actions and decisions build a strong and consistent culture. But what if the culture is outdated or harmful? Yes, culture can be changed, but it takes time and leadership. Here is how. Behavioral addition, which means introduce new behaviors like encouraging collaboration, listening more, or promoting innovation. Also, the next one is behavioral substitutions, which means replace old habits like micromanagement with trust-based leadership. Next one is the feasible change or artifacts. Updates the look and the feel of the workspace. Let's jump to the examples. A company moving from the cycles to open desks to promote openness and creativity. Hiring people who match the desired culture. Choose people who already believe in your vision. And most importantly, leaders must set the example. If managers say one thing but do another, the culture will not change. So, let's recap. The business environment includes everything outside the company: economy, technology, customers, and more. And companies need to scan and adapt to this change to survive and grow. Inside a company, culture shapes how people think, work, and feel. A strong culture leads to strong performance. And yes, companies can change their culture if they have the will and leadership to do it. So, as a future leader, entrepreneur, or business student, remember, understanding the environment and culture isn't just theory. It's your guide to real-world success. Thank you for listening. Bye!